Protecting Canadian sovereignty and boosting Canada's defense capabilities, those have become big issues, right? Key issues in this election campaign. With 5 days until Canadians head to the polls, party leaders are pitching their plans to meet Canada's NATO targets, improve military equipment, and boost recruitment levels. But just how far will these promises go as the threats to Canada's sovereignty continue? For more on what the parties are promising, we have CTV News military expert, retired Major General David Fraser. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Good to have you with us this morning. We're going to walk through the platform. So let's start with the Liberals. They say they plan to invest $18 billion to help meet Canada's NATO targets before 2030. They plan to modernize the recruitment process, provide more benefits to recruits, and improve our procurement system. So at a time where Canada is struggling to meet its NATO obligations, bring in more recruits, update its equipment, how effective will this plan be?
Well, I think this plan will be effective because it addresses two things that, the United States and quite frankly, NATO has been saying about Canada. We have to spend more. So $18 billion, if they actually deliver it, will make a difference. The other thing, too, is, the forces are short, over 16,000 people. So improving the recruiting process will be important. And the other 2 points that are critical is the North, and making sure that we're up there to take care of our own sovereignty. And finally, most of all, is just improving the procurement system, which right now is absolutely just antiquated for the need.
Let's look at the Conservative platform. So the Conservatives have similar goals, but a different approach. So they say within the next 18 months, they plan to increase the regular reserve force to 71,500, reach NATO targets by 2030, and build a new Arctic security corridor from the Northwest Territories to Nunavut. How feasible is this plan?
Well, again, I see an awful lot of similarities in both plans because they're focused on the North. The timelines that the Conservatives are stating out will be challenging, to say the least, because, again, you have to fix the recruiting process to get those people in, and then you have to have the training capacity to train them. So, I mean, that is not explained, but that's a big challenge. But the good news, again, for the Canadian forces and for NATO, is a commitment by both parties now that they want to fix recruiting, they want to focus on the North, and there's an awful lot more detail in the Conservative plan about 3 bases and including more icebreakers for the North. So for the first time, we're seeing both parties talk about defense in a realistic and important manner that other elections, it's almost being glossed over.
Okay, let's look at the NDP platform. So they say they want to cancel Canada's F-35 contract with Lockheed Martin. They plan to meet Canada's defense spending targets by, they say, 2032. If Canada were to cancel that contract, the F-35 contract, I mean, where else would we get these fighter jets from, and how long would that take?
Well, the canceling that contract would be detrimental, quite frankly, to our relationship with the United States, and we already have got problems with that. It's still the best fighter in the world. This is probably going to be the last man fighter we buy, because, the technology will move on past that. It is critical to the, part of the system that will increase our surveillance and sovereignty of the North. So, I mean, it's a nice political statement, but realistically, not buying this fighter is going to create even more problems. And their timeline is slower. So, again, where there's an imminent crisis with countries like, China and Russia, we have to increase our defense spending to deal with that sort of thing. So 2032 is too slow.
When you looked at these platforms, in your experience, what do you think is missing here?
Well, I think what's missing here in all the platforms is promises are great, and Canadian politicians are great at promising. The question is, do they actually have the political will and determination to deliver? and actually spending the money, not promising it. And we won't know that until, whoever gets elected gets into power. Are they actually serious about the forces, about defense, about the North, and start spending the money and forcing the issues that we've been dealing with for decades?
Retired Major General David Fraser, we appreciate your analysis this morning. Thank you.
Lindsay, thank you.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.